That evening, my friend Ellen and I decided to watch a documentary. My cousin had a big old documentary box from her great-grandfather who died. We started looking through the box, but we couldn't find any interesting documentary. When the last box was empty, my hand touched a height on the right side of the cardboard box. It looked like something was stuck between two pieces of cardboard on the right side of the box. I tore open the box and looked at the height. It was a CD case. It said The Life of the Dead, an ordinary documentary. My friend was surprised because, as she said, she knew this huge archive by its name and had never seen a documentary like this before. It was the first time either of us would watch this strange documentary. I opened the box. Inside was a CD with a black front. We sat in front of the TV. Ellen had turned on the CD player and was asking me to put the CD in. I was hesitant about it because I was afraid of being scared. Being scared of being scared was a very strange feeling. It's hard to even explain. At that moment, Ellen grabbed the CD from my hand and put it in the device. "You're not scared of this stupid thing, are you?" She was brave, but I know very well that too much courage is not good. The documentary started. We were surprised when we looked at its duration. It was a short 3-minute documentary. Maybe the rest of it was spoiled. We would have to wait to find out. Ellen pressed the play button on the remote control and the documentary started. As I expected, it was a scary documentary. Ellen just stared at the screen. Photographs of graves and corpses passed on the screen. My heart was about to burst from my chest. Even Ellen's bravery was not enough. At the 30th second, Ellen picked up the remote control to turn it off when a voice started talking. "The dead are not dead as you think. They continue their existence in other dimensions of life after they die. A dead person can talk to you if they want." It was really ridiculous. Ellen must have been unable to stand this nonsense because she turned it off. That was a disgusting documentary. "I'm going to the bathroom." When Ellen went to the bathroom, I was alone in the room. My eyes went to the clock. It was 8:20 minutes past, but Ellen didn't come back from the sink. I got curious and went after her. When I went into the sink, Ellen was lying on the floor. There was no wound, no blood. I was shocked. I got scared and touched Ellen. She was as cold as an icebox. I checked her pulse. There was no pulse. I was very scared. I called the ambulance and asked for help. They put Ellen in the ambulance and put me in next to her. A short while later, I was in the hospital crying over Ellen. He was covered in a white sheet. In the meantime, the specialist who examined the body came to me and started talking. "When did you find this body? This person has been dead for at least 3 days. That's when that disgusting voice echoed in my head. "A dead person ... can talk to you ... if they want to ...
On February 19, 2013, Elise Lam, a 21-year-old Canadian tourist, was found dead in the Cecil Hotel's water tanker. Her death was discovered when hotel guests noticed that the water was cloudy and tasted strange. The body had been there for 3 weeks. The police, who were investigating the incident, came across something strange. In the video from the hotel's elevator camera, Eliza is pressing on all the floors of the elevator. It's not moving. Thereupon, the woman starts making strange movements and then starts talking to someone. Then her hands turn upside down, twist and bend in a way that a human cannot. Then she gets back on as if nothing happened. The elevator finally works and there is nothing abnormal in the rest of the parts. The only people getting on are other customers. The autopsy does not find drugs and it turns out that Lam never had such a problem in her past. For some reason, despite the autopsy results saying so, the police report claims the opposite, and the case is closed. This incident still remains a mystery. Here is the creepy elevator camera footage.
The magnificently made holiday plans, the sweet and perfectly constructed childish dreams. Maybe all for a little happiness, maybe all to escape from the mundanity of normal life and hide in a corner. But if you light a candle and put it in front of you, you can see the candle. If you blow out the candle, you can't see it, but you know it is still in front of you. What I just told you is exactly the same as this candle example. I don't know what people think about their personal ideas and the worlds they create in their own minds, but these are the things that flow through my tiny mind, my friend. friends, and I had already planned my sweet dreams and even taken them to the next level and started living them. I had arranged a 2-week holiday with my girlfriend at a cute and tiny hotel. In fact, I understood that this was an offer that could not be rejected, partly because the price suited me. It was Monday, May 22nd. I had one of my favorite novels, Go Where Your Heart Takes You, in my hand, and I was lying on my bed, happily getting lost in the pages full of wonderfully flowing words. Then I felt a vibration in my right pocket. I was so lost in thought that for a moment it didn't even occur to me that it was my phone. In fact, I had no intention of putting the book down and reading the message, but something inside me, I didn't know where exactly, had commanded me, read the message, you rascal. Perhaps it was meant to obey this order, or perhaps it was an involuntary behavior. But as a result, I was now face to face with the message. Sender, Barbatola Hotel, a wonderful 2-week vacation for only $250. For more information, Barbie to lawpalace.it. After muttering, it might be worth a try, I logged into the provided website. From what I could see from the photo gallery, it was a place with rooms, pools, and gardens, just the kind of place Carlotta would have liked. In fact, I didn't like it either. It could have been a nice surprise. Not wanting to waste time, I made our reservation, and in the meantime, I got some more detailed information. Delicious breakfast every morning, sports training in the afternoon for those who wanted it, and free ice creams, and many more things like that. The days went by like children who had just learned to run and ran at every opportunity, and we were both very excited on the day of the holiday. I had explained my surprise to Carlotta the day before. Now we had completed our preparations and were on our way to the hotel. With only a short drive left, the following conversations took place between us, which I did not care about at the time, and regretted 2 weeks later, saying I should have cared. Lucio, are you sure this is a nice place? Of course. Why did you have such doubts? I feel bad. Stop the car. Please ... I pulled over to the right. There was no one else on the deserted road. Strange thoughts were running through my head. Why was the road empty? Did we come across the hotel at an undesirable time? If so, why did that introductory message come? Is the hotel no longer in use, or are we on the wrong road? My eyes went to Carlotta. She was sweating. She was seriously sweating. I asked her if there was a problem. She insisted that there was nothing. Maybe she didn't want to ruin our plans, but finally she spoke. I think I'm 400 to 500 meters back. In the bushes, I saw something. A body, Lucio. I was shocked. I couldn't react. Are you sure? I think so. I started the car and sped back. I wasn't going to prove to her that what she saw was nothing more than a dream and let her ruin our wonderful vacation. When we got there, she told me to stop. I stopped. I looked at the place she was pointing with scared eyes. Indeed, a woman in pure white sheets was lying in the long, yellow grass. I was scared. Maybe she was still alive. I got out of the car and approached her. She was completely white. Her skin was almost as white as the sheets she was wrapped in. She had obviously died days ago. I got closer and saw her eyes open. Her eyes were big, wide, and blue. They were focused on me. I lost my balance and fell back. When Carlotta asked what had happened, I told her she couldn't have missed it. She opened her eyes. Didn't you notice? Big, blue dot, with the double quotes. No, she didn't, Lucio. Let's get out of here. Let's go now. She was pulling my arm. I looked at her in fear. Her eyes were closed. Maybe I was dreaming. Everything had suddenly turned into something terrible and paranormal. I was shaking with fear. We got in the car and continued on our way. When we got to the hotel, we were both like lifeless people whose souls had separated from their bodies. We went to our room and sat silently on the bed. How do you think she died? I don't know. I was shaking as I remembered those eyes. It was dark, and we had gotten over the initial shock to some extent. After dinner, we went back to our room. I had completely forgotten about putting the suitcases away. I took the largest suitcase and opened the closet. It was empty. When I looked from top to bottom, you can be sure Carlotta. It was the dead body on the right with the damn big blue eyes. No, I shouted. You are dead. You don't exist. This is ridiculous. You can't fool me. It's all a fiction. You don't exist, and you never did, and you never will. What you just read is Italia was a letter found under the bed of Lucio Sprari, who was being treated in a mental hospital in Piacenza the day after he was discharged from the hospital. The doctors and the staff could not give a logical explanation as to where Lucio had found the paper and pen. The strange thing was that Carlotta Speranzo, one of the orderlies of the mental hospital, who stood out with her white uniform, white skin, and blue eyes, disappeared strangely right after this letter was found.